Welcome to Third Eye Champagne. Welcome to the Quick and Dirty. Welcome to post-workout on tea, because I was in such a fucking rush of excitement that I was like, I had to get in front of the camera right now. So, all right, guys, two things. Number one, you should definitely become a patron, because the patrons get readings way more frequently about current events. We just looked at Uncle Bob, Mr. Mueller, however the hell you want to say his name, which I did make available to the public. You can check that out. It came out on February 10th, and I said, we're getting more indictments. Bob was feeling sexy that day, and I knew he was about to hand out more indictments, and lo and behold, he has. So we are doing a follow-up on that. But I will tell you this. I'm going to put my Patreon link down in the sexy box, and you should definitely think about it, because there's way more content. I take way more requests. I'm able to do them way quicker than I am for the YouTube stuff, and it's super cheap. But we do all the updates. We get all the updates, the weekly updates, sometimes daily updates. You know what else I said? Not that long ago in one of the Quick and Dirties, might have been a blog, but I said, okay, there's going to be a mass shooting. It's going to be kids, and there's something different about this one that we get gun reform out of. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Let me tell you something. I hope that everybody is fighting for their kids and for everybody else's kids, and that you're calling your senators and representatives and everybody else pushing for gun reform. Let's just make it, let's make it a little bit harder to get a gun. There's nothing wrong with that. I know some really unhinged people that have guns. Legally. So anyway, that whole situation has affected me really, really deeply, these poor kids. I just can't. I don't want to go there because I'm going to get really upset. So let's look at something a little bit more brighter. Let's look at what's going on with Uncle Bob's investigation. All right, so now we have 13 indictments. Now we have some Russians on the ropes. There was also a Quick and Dirty that I did for patrons where I said this Russian stuff goes far back, way far back than just this last election. I think it goes, they're saying now 2014, but I think it's back. I think it's even back. I think it probably started around Barack Obama, his 2008 election. I think that there was they were testing things out. They were trying stuff out. Okay, so let's look at Uncle Bob. Show me Uncle Bob. Ooh, can you believe this? I knew this was coming. Let me tell you something. You're about to see a very massive shift. I think we can say thank you to that solar eclipse yesterday for part of it. Fate's coming, y'all. Fate's coming. Listen, it always comes around. What goes around always comes around. Oh, yeah. Uncle Bob is on fire right now. So somebody's going to... I see his card, his King of Pentacles card. I'm like, yeah, sexy Mueller. However we want to say his name. I literally, people are telling me two different things. They're saying that he calls himself Mueller, but this is not really right. Whatever. Anyway, Uncle Bob. That's what we call him now. My dear, sweet old Uncle Bob. Guys, these cards. Okay, so what I'm looking at here... Knight of Swords. So he's coming in on his white horse. You guys, he's coming in on his white horse. And again, the power of the female behind him. Yes, we're going to look at the latest Trump, cheating on Melania stuff. We're going to look at Melania. We're going to look at a lot of stuff. We're going to look at a lot of stuff today, y'all. We're going to look at it. I don't know if the whole video is going to be made available to public, but the important parts. No, that's not true. Not just the important parts. Come be a patron, damn it. All right, but here he is, and he is large and in charge right now, the magician underneath, the fool above. So he is going into some massively big stuff, but I'll tell you what happens in the future. Somebody tries to stall him yet again. Yet again, there's some kind of, no. So let me tell you this, and I'm going to free go without the cards here. What you're going to see is this. You're going to see these indictments. You're going to see scrambling within the White House. You're going to see people say, okay, well, this is true, but this is not true. So yeah, okay, they did it, but we have nothing to do with it. And they're going to push the narrative, okay, we have nothing to do with it. and they're going to try little tiny things, little undermining things to try to push the investigation away from that. It's not going to work. And you're going to see, probably within 6 months, I would say, 5 to 6 months, more indictments. And this time, the indictments will be coming out of the White House. Bam. There you go. Let's see what happens with that. But there's a point where the Trump administration kind of admits, okay, well, yeah, okay, it's a thing. All right, it's a thing. But that's as far as we're going to go. They're not going to continue to be like, oh, no, that's not real. No, they're going to admit it's a thing. But then they're going to be like, but yeah, but that's it. Nothing else is happening here. So listen, in the future for Bob, he has another cause for celebration and yet another cause for celebration. So this investigation, there are probably about 5 different aspects that are being looked at. At least that's what I'm getting here. So it's not just, I mean, it is, yes, Russian collusion, but there's all these little pieces. So there's all these little like sub-genres of Russian collusion. Which, you know, if you've been watching the videos, Trump, there he is. With this card, that's where we cut to. Let's see if he walks. But I want to look at Bob a little bit closer. Sexy Bob. But Trump is getting the lovers constantly. And it's coming up with Russia. So it's telling you the man's in bed with Russia. Still. And they are still making beautiful music together, as it were, from a Russian gangster perspective. Because I think it's going to come out. It's not quite the Kremlin. I'm sure the Kremlin is here, but it's something different. It's something a little bit more underground. I mean, it's all to make money, but I'll tell you this, and I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I think what happened here is that Trump owed a bunch of people money, and they said, oh, we got a great way for you to pay us off, or we're going to kill your kids. Because that's what gangsters fucking do. Okay, so show me what's going on here. This investigation. What comes next? We're only starting to heat up. Listen, we're just starting to heat up. We're starting to heat up. And I tell you what, you're going to heat up, and there's going to be a lull, and we're going to heat up again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, things are about to go batshit. So, still with Mueller. It's Miller time. Slow and steady wins the race with this guy still. So we got this guy on top of him. It's a card of delays. Slow and steady wins the race. He's going to be thoughtful and methodical. He is not going to leave anything unturned. That's the way it goes. That's just the way he's doing it. He's after somebody next. You know what? I want to say it's Pence, but I also want to say it's Ryan. So Paul Ryan's about to be in trouble. And I'm going to look at his ass too. But look at this. Look at these cards this man gets. If you read tarot at all, you know these are beautiful cards. Lovely cards. Wonderful cards. The end card is Judgment. This man brings in the judgment. I'm telling you, this is it. So let's see who he gets. And, you know, I think, I know Ryan gets it. I know Ryan gets dragged into this somehow. I don't think Mitch McConnell does. But I do think that you're going to see McConnell actually retire fairly quickly. Do you ever wonder what's going on with all these Republicans retiring all of a sudden? I think it's more blackmail. Let me tell you something. Things are rapidly changing. If you can't see the beautiful things that are coming out of what's going on right now, look closer. And I'll tell you this too. Focus on the beautiful things. Focus on the good things. They're only going to start to grow. I promise you that. Remember, what you focus on grows. So focus on the beautiful things. So show me, does Uncle Bob get Paul Ryan? That sniveling little sleaze. Show me, does he get it? He gets dragged into this somehow. I know it. And then we have the shame of the Portuguese people, Devin Nunes. That, Ooh, Ryan got Judgment on top of him, too. Okay, so Ryan's involved in this, guys. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, this is juicy. Juicy. So, all right, what we have in Ryan's past is this, the Five of Swords, which is, yeah, it's a card of collusion. I mean, you can see this guy is up to no good. He's like, let me look around and see if nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. I'm going to do some fucked up shit. And that is exactly what this man has done when it comes to Russia. So he is into it. I don't know how deep he's into it, but he is into it. He's got the Judgment card on top of him. So he can't get away from this. He cannot escape what's going on. But Magician energy behind him. So right now, somebody else is protecting him. Somebody else is keeping him. He may be keeping himself away from it. I'm not sure it's him, because I just don't feel like he has this kind of juice. He has sneaky juice, and he has like sneaky juice. But he doesn't, I don't think he has this kind of power. So somebody's watching over him. Somebody's like, oh, we got to keep it away from Ryan right now. He is thinking about walking away. Hands down, he's thinking about getting the hell out of here. What's coming in his future? Oh, Jesus. The White Knight is coming. There's a disappointment in Paul Ryan's future. So something's going on here. Something's about to happen. I want to ask if he's going to get indicted. I think I should just go for it, right? In his home environment, he's working on stuff. He's not really thinking about it. He's going to think that he's okay and that everything's okay, and then something rears its ugly head and just shatters the guy. So let's see. Is Ryan indicted? He's going to have to testify. He's going to, listen, when this comes out, these people, there are so many people that are going to be going to trial, straight up to trial, and that man is going to have to testify. I see him testifying on something. This is like maybe years from now. I don't even know how quickly these things work. So show me, is Paul Ryan indicted with the Russia scandal? Keep the eye on time here. Show me, is Paul Ryan indicted? Does Mueller get him? Oh, Bob. Sexy Bob. Let me tell, I got to read on this guy. I got to read, because I tell you what, he is feeling good. Like, the man is feeling saucy to me. He is like, okay, y'all, watch this. Well, this is interesting. You know, okay, so right now, the way the cards are going, I don't think that there is an indictment. But it could come to that, because I see these two cards, and they're right behind him. So it could come to that, but this is kind of like a hedge your bets thing. So there could be a deal, or there could be a, you know, they're not going to get enough on him to really slam him. But I'm telling you, the man is testifying. And look who shows up here. Donald Trump with the Chariot. So Ryan's going to go down with the ship. Whatever the ship may be, he's going to do his sleazy weasel thing and just go, oh, everything's fine, and I love people. Let me cut all the Medicaid. Like, you know, I'm taking care of everyone. So let me just, you know, take away all their safety nets. He's looked at, but I think he sleazes out of it in some way. There's some kind of, the Magician came up for him again. So there's some kind of power on his side. There's something that's protecting him. And it's not Russians. Believe me, it's not Russians, and it's not fucking angelic or demonic or whatever. You know, people like to put so much weird shit out there. It's not really Auntie's bag. So, show me Trump. Does Uncle Bob get Donald Trump? Does he get him? There's a deal. I don't believe this man goes to jail. Ooh, who came out of the deck? No, right now, I'm telling you, there's protection on him. I don't believe he goes to jail. And we'll look at him and Melania. This is crazy. I'm telling you, we're going to look at the Russia thing, but I'm telling you, this is still just barely scratched the surface. I'm not even playing with you guys. I said this ages ago. I said this in March 2017, and I'm telling you, it's barely scratching the surface. When it all comes out, and then I'll tell you something else too. There's going to be other names, possibly Silicon Valley, but rich people names. There's going to be other names that people are like, wait, you've been talking to Russian dudes? Like, what? And then we should probably look at, is the election declared null and void? And do they have to do a redo? There have been so many people making predictions about this. Oh, Hillary comes back. No, wait, Obama comes back. No, wait, we have to do... Somebody said that Bush would come back and Obama would come back and they'd rule together. Some patron told me that they heard that somewhere. And I'm like, okay, this is insane. But let's look at Trump and see if Uncle Bob gets him. Does Uncle Bob get Donald Trump? Does he nab Trump? Does he get him red-handed with the hand in the cookie jar? I'll tell you something. One of the sons, and I'm leaning towards Junior, gets it. Gets it pretty damn good, too. I don't know if there's jail. I don't know what it is, but the phrase, he gets it, I know, that's really specific, right? But there's something with that. Ooh, ooh, okay. There she is. Every time. There's our girl. All right. So does Uncle Bob get Donald Trump? I don't see it. So I don't see any kind of legal stuff. There's no justice card here. There's no judgment card here. But he cripples him somehow. So it's coming from the side. Not dead on. It's coming from the side. It's coming from the side. So it's some kind of, I really think there's some kind of a thing where he goes, hey, if I just walk away, will you leave me alone? Or will you not prosecute my son? Or, you know, blah, blah, blah. There's something here where he is either forced to walk away or he volunteers to walk away. But he can't get something, so Uncle Bob can't get it to stick right now. I think that Trump may have gone about this pretty carefully so that he can't really get stuck with his hand in the cookie jar. Because Uncle Bob is having trouble making stuff stick. Now this lady comes in, whoever she is, she offers something concrete, but it may just be enough for them to say, look, you know what, dude, get the hell out of here, leave us alone, and we won't pursue this any further. Because there's other people they want to get. There's other people they want to get. It's not solely Trump. There's other people they're trying to get. Ooh, cards are flying. But look at this. So here it is. I cut to this, the justice card, which is justice is served, which is legal stuff, the tower. So it's there. All of it is there. But I don't think that this man goes to jail. So, all right, you know what? Let's look at Junior. I'm just going to leave the King of Wands out here as Junior. Let's look at Junior because I feel like he's getting it. And then we'll look at Melania. She's walking. I'll tell you what. I know Linda G and I said this ages ago. I mean, maybe a year ago at this point. I want to say it was a reading that we had done in April. Does Don Trump Jr. get indicted by Sexy Bob? I feel like, I know nothing about this man, but I feel like he would be appalled if he knew that there's some lunatic YouTube lady, some psychic YouTube lady calling him Sexy Bob. I feel like he'd be like, Jesus Christ. Like, really bummed out. Alright, so show me Don Jr. Does he get indicted? Does justice come for him? I'm telling you that when this fully comes out, there's a big trial. There's a very big trial. And I think Junior, especially, at the very least, has to testify. There's deals. Listen, and that's the other thing that's coming to me. There's deals that's going to be made all over the place. So there's plea deals. There are going to be major bargaining happening. It's already happening. You're going to see it happening further. You're going to see it happening with people that are higher up. So whoever is higher up than goddamn George Papadopoulos, you're going to start to see deals. Big deals. And I happen to think Junior is one of them. Oh, so listen to this. This is just the funniness of the tarot. So if you read tarot, you'll get it. But I said, okay, let's leave this out, and this will be Trump Jr. And this comes out on top of him. So the cards are like, that is not a man. You're not dealing with a man. You're dealing with a child. Knight of Swords came on top and said, nope, that's not really his card, honey. Let me just teach you a lesson, Miss Langston. Something comes down. Something comes down on him. Yeah, something comes down on him, you guys, for sure. For sure. Again, though, look, he looks like he's going to weasel his way out of it. So here's the thing that comes down, whatever it is. If it's an indictment, if it's you know, guilty something, you know, whatever it is, the thing that comes down, he's going to wiggle his way out of it. So he's going to make a deal. Bob Barker. Is Bob Barker, let's make a deal? Anyway, he's going to make a deal. I never watched game shows. Okay. Right now, This is the energy behind him. The man is trying to get away from it. And he's not going to make it because this is the energy on top of him. So he's not in a good position right now. He's in a very bad position right now. Looks like he might have get caught, or it might come out that he was paid off or he's trying to pay people off, but there's going to be an exchange here. It could be money, it could be more than money, it could be different things, but there's an exchange here. And he gets caught at it. There are secrets in his home environment. So yes, there's stuff we don't know. Is it going to come out? Somewhat. He gets offered a deal. I'm telling you, this guy gets offered a deal. So maybe limited jail time or some kind of a plea deal or some kind of a, okay, I'll give you so-and-so if you just leave me alone. This man has to plea. He has to plea. And I wonder if Trump walks because he's got to save the kids. Ivanka, I don't think you're going to touch her. Kushner now, that on the other hand. But see, he's got his hand in some other cookie jars. Look, there she is with the sword, coming through with the sword. So I don't know who this broad is, but whoever she is instrumental and apparently amazing. Kushner's working on other stuff. Kushner is more Middle East than anything else. And we see evidence of that, but you're gonna see some stuff that comes out. But guys, honestly, I feel like whatever really gnarly shit he was into comes out years, like 10 years from now. Okay, so, ooh, there it is. Still with this guy too. So the energy is shifting. You're going to start to see stuff. And I'll tell you this, it's going to go in waves. So be prepared for this. Do not lose hope, all of you. I get so many emails and messages. And, you know, when I'm on the phone with my clients. Ooh, phone's ringing. But I get so many messages, so many emails from my clients saying, you know, when is it going to end? When is it going to end? When is it going to end? Like, how much can he, you know, damage is he going to do? Listen, it's going to go in a wave. So you will see my hair escaping from my ponytail. You will see this where it's like, oh my God, everything's going to be okay. And then it goes in a wave. And then it's like, nope, everything is not okay. And then everything becomes okay again. So don't freak out when it looks like the tide is turning back in favor. It's not going to last. It's not going to last. And I've been saying this too. There's some kind of a bounce. So I don't know if the numbers go up or something happens with this moron, but there's some kind of a bounce and people are like, oh no, he's like doing a good job. And then that after that, listen, here's your timeline, because I can't really give good timelines because I don't believe time exists. So that's a problem for me. But here's your timeline. When you see a bounce from him, after that, that's when you can look for things to really fall to shit and for this guy to walk away. You're going to see a bounce. I'm telling you, publicly. So show me the fate of Donald Trump as a president. Ooh, somebody's flying out of the deck. Yeah, there's a bounce here for him. It's showing here in the cards. The fate of Donald Trump as a president. Listen, here's the bottom line. The bottom line with these cards, money. He makes money. He makes money. He makes money. Yes, there's a revolution happening and people, I mean, you can say that Trump kicked it off with being the pretty much worst person on the planet at this point besides Putin. And we can say that. We can give him credit for that. I'm not opposed to that. You know, I mean, there's nothing wasted in this universe. Nothing, if you look at nature, there's nothing that happens just because. It all goes together. So that's what we're dealing with here. But the fate, the tower. The tower hits this presidency. So the tower by nature is unexpected. It is unknown. This could be, I don't see impeachment. I will tell you that right now. I don't see it. But it could be a sudden death. It could be a sudden departure. It could be who God, you know, God only knows. But let's look at Melania. She wants to be queen of, which I'm going to have to go through the entire deck, which you're going to sit here and watch. Fast forward, y'all. Fast forward. She's probably the last goddamn card in the deck. She's going to leave this man. I'll tell you that right now. She's going to leave this man. You're going to see so much stuff come out. I think more women come forward. I think it gets to a point where it's so gnarly that it like they're all still trying to ignore it, and everybody's like, how the hell are you still trying to ignore this? All right, so ooh, the marriage card flops right out. We'll stick that right next to her. We'll look at the fate of the marriage with Miss Melania. You know, I read on her a while back. And y'all, you know, people get upset with me when I do readings about somebody that, you know, they don't agree with them because they dislike the person. But I will tell you this. I read on her. Oh my God, y'all. Jesus. I read on her, and she has a nice energy. She has a really nice energy. She has a pretty calm energy. Very chill, very quiet. It was nice to read on her, but there's a darkness around her, and it's not just him. So show me, is Melania walking from this marriage? She's gonna walk. She leaves this man. She either walks away in a divorce, or she starts divorce proceedings and becomes a widow. There's some kind. I see her in widow's rags. I mean, I see her in black, but that could just be, there's the kiddo, the kid and the money. So that's why she's here. The kid and the money. Bam. That's why she's trapped here. The kid and the money. Hands down. So let's see what else we've got. Okay, right now she's hanging tough. Right now she is hanging tough, but she's worried about the relationship. No, she's not in love with this man anymore, but she's worried about the relationship. I think she's worried about the kid. But the cards on top of her, look, we got mommy, and then we have the hangman. So she's not going anywhere because she's a mommy. Here comes Mr. Santos walking down the hall. So, money in the home environment, carrying the burden, the 10 of Wands. So she's going to trudge forward, continuing to trudge forward. But victory for Melania. So what does victory mean to Melania? Is that getting out of the marriage? Is that staying in the marriage? Is that having this guy drop dead while he's eating a cheeseburger from McDonald's? I don't know. But she gets her way in the end. She comes out of it in the end. And I'll tell you what. She likely will disappear. You may get a mea culpa out of her, like, you know, you made me say all those things. I felt like I had to be a birther because my husband was insane. You might get that, maybe, but I don't think so. She seems to just kind of melt away, probably likely back to Europe, because I don't see her staying in the U.S. So before I go, because I do have to go, let me tell you this. You're going to start to, can I talk? No. You're going to start to witness tides turning. Now, here's the deal. I don't want you to get disappointed. I'm ordering you around and pointing my fingers at you and being bossy on T. But I don't want you to get disappointed when you see the tide turn and then something happens to kind of derail it. Because I will tell you this. The tide turning, it's legit. You can take it to the bank. It may ebb and flow, but it's turning permanently. And we as a people, as Americans, as the world, as humans, we're going into something incredible. We're going into something brand new. If you want to know what that feels like, it's the energy of this new generation. And I hang out with these people all the time. I love them. I just love them. Call them millennials, call them Generation Z, call them whatever the hell you want. The energy on them, 1,000,000 times better than the energy on anybody older than them. I mean, there's a few people here and there where I'm like, oh, you got the good energy, but these people have amazing juju, and it's going to take over the planet. And it's going to be really nice that everybody, 20 years from now, assholes like me and everybody else are going to be like, God, why didn't we do this sooner? But I'll tell you this, as far as the Trump stuff goes, as far as the United States goes, as far as these fucking Nazis goes, the tide is turning on them. So know that, but you're going to see it as a reaction. You're going to see shit rise where you're like, oh no, the tide's not turning at all. Auntie is wrong. Auntie is not wrong. This is the one time I'm going to tell you I'm not wrong. Usually I'm like, really? Something I said came true? But I'm all surprised by it. But I'm standing by this one. You're not ever going to go back to where we are. So we are making progress, but you're going to see this. You're going to see pushback from these shitty energies. But what's happening is the shitty energies are being overwhelmed. And I'm telling you, you're going to see a bounce from Trump. I don't know if this is poll numbers. I don't know if this is something that he manages to do that everybody's like, whoa, how did he manage that? And everybody's kind of like, well, maybe he's okay. After that bounce is when you start to see everything really crumble. And it may be something little. I'm not saying it's a long, protracted thing, but I feel this. I feel him go up. So I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is like a decent infrastructure bill or, Jesus, computer, or something different. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's just weird poll numbers. Maybe he gives a decent speech, or I don't know, somebody sees him holding a baby, or, you know, cuddling with a fluffy bunny. Fluffy bunnies are always good for poll numbers. But whatever it is, once that happens, then I'm telling you, after that, it's like you will watch these people drown. Not literally, but those are my predictions for the day. You guys, I have to say this. Let me toot. I'm going to toot a little bit. My own horn, that is. So many things that I've predicted have started to come true, and I am just as flabbergasted as everybody else. Even though I know I'm good, but it always amazes me. It's like I'm a 3-year-old, you know? It's like somebody's got my nose. I'm like, Jesus, they really have my nose. So, you know what? Go back and watch the old videos. Become a patron. It's fun. We're having a good time. And I am flabbergasted and amazed that things are starting to happen that I predicted long ago. So, you're going to see more. You're going to see more. And Ryan, the energy on Ryan, this man's going down somehow. I'm going to get more into this. I'm going to get back into the Trump-Russia stuff in a couple days for my patrons. So, like I said, come join the party. It's super fun and chill over there. But things are going to start to heat up. And I'm feeling the mojo. So for a while, I was pretty silent on it because I was like, it's status quo. There's nothing new here for me to tell people. But we're starting to heat up. Big time. Wait till this summer. This summer is going to be very interesting. And I think as far as Trump goes, I'm going to start looking back on certain things with him, especially North Korea. You're going to start to see fireworks. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be crazy. All right, so I do have to go. I do love you. I do adore you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything. Mwah! I hate that. I don't know why I give the big kisses. All right. Get it together, lady.